Austin, do you want to start the recording?
Yep, it started.
Okay, we'll open this hearing. I'll begin by reading the notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the following hearing will be held in the Bonneville County Courthouse, 605 North Capitol Avenue, Idaho Falls, Idaho, January 25th, 2021 at 2:15 p.m. by the Bonneville County Commissioners for the purpose of public hearing in relation to the application of Eagle Rock Engineering on behalf of Dean Rammell Wheat Boys, LLC, for a zoning map amendment from limited business zone HC1 to residential R3 zone for the western, approximately 2/3 or quarter of an acre, or 23 acres of the 57 acre parcel. General location of this is north of Beach's Corner along east side of Highway 43, north of Yellowstone Highway, and north of Freedom Acres, Division Number 1, Bonneville County, Idaho. There's a legal description published along with the information how to access this hearing on Zoom with the COVID restrictions that we have. This was published January 10th, 2021 in the Post Register. Those present on the Commissioner Brian Reed, myself, Commissioner Roger Christensen, Commissioner John Walker was asked to be excused. He had a death in his family last night. So to begin with is Eagle Rock Engineering, where they can present this. Now I see Kurt. Kurt, you want to state your name and address and give us a brief summary? By the way, we do have the records and the minutes from the Planning Commission hearing, and without objection, we'll make those part of the order along with any exhibits. So if you give us a brief summary and add anything that you felt needed to be added, please do.
Yep. Kurt Rowland with Eagle Rock Engineering, 1331 Fremont Avenue, Idaho Falls, representing for the developer Dean Rammell. I don't think that I need to add anything from P&Z. We're just asking to rezone this property from HC1 to R3. It's just the market's really good right now for multifamily housing, and it's not so good for commercial right now. We have commercial on the south end of this property, and I don't believe they've sold any lots yet. And so the market's just not real good for commercial right now out there. And so that's why we're asking for the R3. Do you have any questions? I'd love to answer them for you.
I do have one question because in the discussion up to the motion to approve this, there was mention of where this has got commercial all around it. Two things, a traffic study and buffer. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah. Before we record the final plat or have the engineering drawings approved, we will have to do a traffic study. And the commercial was brought up also, and so we'd probably just put a fence up around the property like we did on the rest of the Freedom Acres that we've been doing. We've been putting an 8-foot fence up around the boundary.
Okay, that's the only question I have.
I don't have any.
Michelle, do you have anything to add from your notes that is not included here, or just we need to be aware of?
No, nothing in addition. We have been working with the developer on the fence. The continual thing. Oh, nothing additional to add. We have been working with the contractors or the realtor regarding the fence currently. That's so I guess one thing that's different is if you want to have a buffer on the ag zone, where it's adjacent to the ag zoning, because R3 is a more intensive residential use. I think the planning commission had recommended to put a buffer on that northern end of the property. And then the traffic study for the area, intersections. They had done a master plan at the planning commission level.
I'm just trying to refresh myself, because I think it was the ag was part of the discussion.
Yes, it did, it was part of the discussion.
Okay,
I have one question.
okay.
So I just looking at the master plan a little bit, there's no concern about traffic in and out. Was there, how much discussion about that? That is going to be quite dense housing in that area that looks like doesn't have a lot of roadway.
One, it had been, it's currently zoned HC1, and I was not here during the initial rezones for this. I believe on the plating stage, they'll have to deed additional right-of-way on the 35th, and then that's probably one reason why Lance has asked for the study for the area roads or the intersections to see, continue to work.
And that'll be dealt with at the plating level.
The plating stage. Do you have something else to add, Steve?
The only thing the commissioner would need to decide is what that might affect your, if you do approve this or conditionally approve this, subject to the findings of the traffic study. If there is a problem, if it's an overloading, well, how you might want to address that in the decision. Because that could affect ultimately whether you approve or disapprove.
Okay. Which is a possible conditional approval.
Yes.
Okay, that's something for us to keep in mind. Okay, are there any members of the public that wish to testify on this hearing? Nobody online? Okay, hearing none, we'll close this hearing to public comment. We'll take the issue under advisement. Steve will work on preparing some proposed findings to be considered probably in 2 to 4 weeks. That will be published on our calendar. It will be a public meeting, but not a public hearing. So with that, we'll consider this hearing closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.